Loneliness is the price of becoming real. If you're lonely when you're alone, you're in bad company. You want to become your true self, but you do not understand the cost. You think awakening will bring peace. You think self-awareness will make life easier. You are wrong. The moment you begin to wake up, you begin to separate from old friendships, from mindless habits, from the crowd. And that separation is painful. You are used to being distracted. You are used to being surrounded. You are used to being told who you are. But when you stop performing, when you no longer shape yourself to fit their gaze, something happens. The noise faded, and you are left with silence. Just you and yourself. Man is nothing else but what he makes of himself. This is the starting point of all truth. But it feels like death. You will mourn people who never truly saw you. You will miss routines that kept you numb. You will look around and wonder, am I the only one who sees this? And yes, for a while you will be. Because most people are not living. They are conforming. They are performing. They are running from themselves with every conversation, every drink, every trend, every lie. When you refuse to run, you feel alone. But that loneliness is not a curse. It is a space where your real life begins. Freedom is what you do with what's being done to you. You have been shaped by a world that wanted you asleep. You chose to wake up. Now you must survive the quiet that comes before clarity. That's what this part of the journey is. Not romantic, not poetic, just real. And most people cannot tolerate the real. Other people's eyes are shaping your identity. You think you know who you are, but I will ask you this. Who are you when no one is watching? No camera, no likes, no applause, no one to impress, seduce, or fear, just you. The truth is, you don't know, because you've never been left alone long enough to find out. You've spent your life under the gaze of others, at home, at school, online, in the office, on the streets. Every version of yourself you've created was built to be seen. Hell is other people. This is not a hatred of others. It is a warning. When you exist constantly under someone else's eyes, you stop being a person and start becoming a performance. Think about it. When you smile when you don't want to, you laugh to make people comfortable, you succeed so they'll think you matter. You speak to be understood, not to be honest. And when you forget where the mask ends and the skin begins. This is how identity is stolen. Not violently, but slowly. By attention, by expectation, by needing to be liked. The gaze of the other objectifies me, and I become what I am not. You become the funny one, the sweet one, the good girl, the clever guy, the quiet, reliable one. And inside you rot, because the self you've hidden is now a stranger, and you fear that if you finally show it, no one will stay. But let me tell you something. If you are only loved for your performance, then you are not loved at all. You are consumed. If you want to become free, you must risk being seen as difficult, strange, selfish, or intense. You must risk being misunderstood and still stay real. Only then does identity return to you. Why freedom terrifies you, even when you ask for it. You say you want to be free. Free from judgment, free from rules, free from your job, your family, your old life. But I will tell you something that will make you uncomfortable. Most people don't want freedom. They want comfort. They want permission. They want someone to blame, because real freedom is terrifying. Freedom means there is no script, and no one is coming to save you. No destiny is pre-written. No voice from the sky is going to tell you what to do. Man is condemned to be free. That is the curse of consciousness. You are thrown into a world you didn't choose, and yet are held responsible for everything you become. No excuses, no fallback plan. You decide, you act, you create meaning, or you live without it. And that weight, it breaks most people. This is why so many sabotage themselves as they are about to be free. They ask for love, but run from intimacy. They dream of quitting, but stay on the payroll. They want truth, but cling to belief. because to be truly free, you must stop blaming your parents, stop blaming your past, stop blaming your ex, your boss, your government, your zodiac sign, your algorithm, and say, this is my life now. What will I do with it? There is no reality except in action. You do not discover your life. You build it. You do not wait for meaning. You assign it. You do not pray for purpose. You invent it. And when you realize this fully, something inside you will panic, because there is no longer anyone else to point at. It is now all on you. Responsibility is the burden of the awakened. So, you're awake now. You see the game, you recognize the lies, you've stopped pretending that life is simple or fair. Congratulations, you are no longer innocent, which means that you are now responsible. Man is nothing else but the sum of his actions. Do you understand what that means? It means your past no longer defines you, but your choices do. It means that no matter what the world did to you, you are now accountable for what you become next. People think consciousness is beautiful. They think waking up means crystals, books, peace, and abundance. But awakening is brutal because it removes your right to remain passive. You can no longer blame ignorance. You can no longer say, I didn't know. You know now. So what will you do with that knowledge? Freedom and responsibility are inseparable. To be free is to accept that there is no divine script, that everything you do is a vote for the person you're becoming, and every inaction is a choice too. You are responsible for your words, your energy, your patterns, your silence, your rage, your avoidance, your potential. This is why so many crawl back into old habits after awakening, because pretending you're a victim is easier than carrying the weight of your own becoming. Life has no meaning a priori. It is up to you to give it a meaning, and value is nothing but the meaning that you chose. Your life is not waiting for you. It's responding to you. Every single day. You are shaping your future through what you tolerate, what you allow, and what you excuse in yourself. And no, that's not harsh. That's the truth. Responsibility is heavy, but it is also sacred, because once you accept it, no one can take your life away from you again. No one is coming. That's the gift. Let's say it clearly, once and for all. No one is coming. Not your soulmate, not your dream mentor, not your parents now apologizing with open arms, not the version of you keep imagining will magically appear one morning. No one is coming to fix this, because it was never broken in the way you think. Most people spend their lives waiting for love that finally makes them feel real, for money that finally makes them feel safe, for a path to appear with flashing signs that say, this way, purpose, joy, peace. But the path doesn't appear, because you were never meant to follow one. You were meant to make it. You were meant to choose. You are your life, and nothing else. The world does not owe you meaning. It gives you raw material and waits to see what you do with it. You have the same 24 hours as every human being who's ever created beauty, change, or truth. And that means you have the same responsibility. Stop waiting for clarity. It's not coming. Stop waiting for confidence. Act without it. Stop waiting to be sure. You will never be. When you accept this fully, you'll feel a grief for everything you thought someone else would give you. Then you'll feel something else. Power. Because no one is coming, and that means it's all in your hands now. No more excuses, no more fantasizing, just the terrifying, electrifying truth. You are the one. Living authentically in a world that profits from pretending. You are told to be yourself. But that's a lie. What they really want is for you to be palatable. Nice enough to avoid confrontation, smart enough to be useful, attractive enough to be watched, but never so real you make them uncomfortable. Because in this world, authenticity is rebellion. The system is not built for truth. It is built for productivity, for performance, and for conformity. Look around. Social media has turned identity into theater. Corporate jobs turn people into tools. Relationships are curated, not lived. Everyone is posting about healing, and still lying to themselves. The only way to deal with this world is to become so completely yourself that your very existence is an act of revolution. But most people don't want that. They want applause. They want ease. They want to be told they're good, without ever facing what they've become. To live authentically in 2025 means you will lose people, you will be called too much. You will feel misunderstood, you will be told to soften, to shrink, to sell out, in the name of getting ahead. And you will be tempted, because pretending pays. Pretending gets you the brand deals, the comfort, the claps. Pretending makes you digestible, and easily replaced. But I will tell you something no one else will. You can have peace, or you can have approval. Rarely both. Freedom is what you do with what's being done to you. You didn't choose this world, but you can choose not to become another imitation inside it. The price of authenticity is high, but the cost of faking it is your soul. Suffering is the beginning of consciousness. You want to feel alive? You want to be real? Then let me tell you something no influencer, no brand, no guru will say to you. You must be willing to suffer. Not because life is cruel, not because you deserve pain, but because pain is the doorway to truth. And truth is the foundation of consciousness. Existence precedes essence. You are born first. You define yourself second, and that process, that becoming, hurts. It hurts to let go of illusions. It hurts to walk away from comfort. It hurts to face what you've avoided for years. It hurts to outgrow your surroundings. It hurts to walk alone when the crowd laughs and claps and pretends to be free. But you must endure it, because pain is not the enemy. It's the catalyst. You think you're suffering because you've done something wrong. But maybe you're suffering because you finally stopped lying. To awaken is to grieve the old you. To evolve is to bury your old life without applause. To create future is to let the present crack open. And it will hurt. But that pain is not the end. It's the fire that burns away the false. It's the silence where the clarity begins. It's the weight that carves new strength into your spine. There will be days you want to go back to softness, to sleep, to comfort, but it won't fit anymore, because once you've tasted truth, everything else will feel like poison. And once you realize that nothing is coming to save you, you become dangerous. Not to others, to the system, to the lie. So carry the weight, not as a punishment, but as your proof that you were strong enough to see clearly and still choose to live with your eyes open. Your suffering did not destroy you. It delivered you. Welcome it to real life. It begins now.